All right. It's another COFOH Live and Undead. And I am caffeinated, but I did remember to wear some pants. Oh, man. Okay, I'm your host, Daniel Crozier. This is COFOH Live and Undead, and I am here with the amazing, the super talented Donna Lynch. But first, do I have something on my face? Donna, how are you?
Hi, I'm good. How are you?
I am excellent. Thanks for joining me. You're over on the East Coast, right?
Yep, right outside of Baltimore.
What's that?
Right outside of Baltimore, about 40 minutes away from the city.
Nice, nice. How's it treating you?
Well, it's cold.
Oh yeah, it's that time of year. See, I've got the hat for it too.
Yeah. I guess I shouldn't complain because I forgot that you're in Colorado. So yeah.
It's not too bad. Today was in the 60s, so yeah, we're pretty good for this week anyway. We'll see if it takes a nice dive next week. Who knows? So, Donna, you're a tremendous writer and a wonderful, singer and performer. Can you tell us a little bit about yourself? Where you come from and how you got into this, amazing, life of creative bliss.
Yeah, sure. So I came from kind of a musical family. My mother and father both are very musical. So I grew up around music. I started playing the piano when I was about 5 and started at Peabody Prep in Baltimore for piano when I was 8, and then for classical voice at 14, and did that until I graduated from high school. So that was where the singing started, and the writing was something I always did as well. Like I remember writing little short stories and poetry as a little kid, and I didn't have any formal training for that. I just kind of just do now what I did then, and that's just wing it and hope that hope that people think I know what I'm doing. So yeah, and then I really, I had all of these skill sets. I didn't do a whole lot with them until I met my now husband, Stephen Archer. He kind of just kicked my ass into doing it. He's like, you know how to do this stuff. It's stupid to not do it. And he was right. So that's that's kind of how we got our start.
Oh, that's cool. Yeah, I interviewed your husband several weeks ago, so he was a lot of fun.
Yeah, he's entertaining. I wanted to bring up, because I know on that show he had mentioned the book that he had coming out, the illustrated version of Poe's The Mask of the Red Death. Well, it's out.
Right.
So.
Oh, no kidding.
Yeah, and it looks great. So the pre-orders will be going out soon, but it's available now, and it came out really beautifully.
Oh,
so
sweet. That's cool. Well, I'll have to pick up a copy.
Yeah, definitely.
And yeah, if you could, send me a link to the pre-orders so we can, post after this.
Yeah, sure. We can do that.
Yeah. And, speaking of writing, I think you were nominated for 2 Stoker Awards.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Well, and what were those for? What books?
That was the Superior Achievement in Poetry. So the first time was in 2018
Nice.
for a book called Witches that I wrote. And then last year, oh, did we freeze up? Sorry.
Yeah, we froze up a little bit. That's okay. So it was for Witches, right?
Yeah, Witches. That was illustrated by Steven, and I did the poetry for it. And then last year I put out a book called Choking Back the Devil. That was all poetry, and that got nominated as well. So no win yet, but they do give you a punch card, and just for every time you get it. They really do. Like, I don't know who started it, but it's so amazing. It's like, well, here's your card with my 2 little things. And I'm like,
is awesome.
Either when I fill this up, I get a Stoker Award or a free sub. I'm not sure which.
That's what I was going to say. Do you get a free sandwich at the end of it?
Either way, I'll be happy. It's just nice to win something.
So, oh, that's great. Yeah. Oh my God. That's so funny. That is pretty clever.
Yeah. So no, it was great though. It's it's cliche to that it's an honor to be nominated, but I don't know, it truly is actually. Like it felt so good. You don't do this stuff for the accolades, but when you get recognition like that, especially in that kind of company, next to all of those people who are nominated and who win, it does feel really good.
That's wonderful. StokerCon is actually going to be set up here next year in Denver.
Yeah, so, I'm hoping. I don't know. Like, it's kind of rough right now with everything. Like, I don't know if it's going to happen, and even if it does, I don't know if that's something. I don't have anything I'm nominated for this year, but I in normal times I still would have come out for it, but everything's so crazy. Like, it's just so hard to tell what's going to happen. So.
Right. It's supposed to be out here in Denver in April, I think.
Mm-hmm.
We'll see. That's like by the skin of our teeth.
It really is. Yeah.
The majority of the vaccines probably won't be delivered until summer anyway.
Right. And, they were, the Horror Writers Association and StokerCon, they were very responsible about it last year. It was supposed to be in Scarborough, England.
Oh, right.
Virtual because it just wasn't safe. So
yeah, most definitely. When you guys do StokerCon, do you typically like have a table or something, or sell your wares? Because you guys are incredibly versatile.
Oh, thanks. Yeah, we usually just glom onto our publisher to Raw Dog Screaming Press's table. Like,
cool.
Hey, if we sit and watch the table, can we put our stuff here? And they're like, yeah, okay.
That's awesome. Well, I'd imagine the two of you, you and Steven, you attract quite a crowd. Hopefully you guys can just like set up at the table and just play music too.
Oh yeah, no, we haven't done that yet, but that might be a little obnoxious for some of the people who are there. But I don't know, people might like it.
Right. It looks like we got some friends chiming in. Well, come on now.
That's nice.
Oh, jeez.
Hi, Lauren.
Yeah, and then let's see. We got Jennifer coming in. I have a mighty need. I think probably for the new book. From Steven.
Yeah, it's really good.
Yeah, horror writers are absolutely essential. I would totally agree with that sentiment.
That's awesome. Especially right now, I think people need they need an outlet.
Right.
Anthony. Hi, Anthony.
And then looks like Cody's chiming in too.
Oh, nice.
So we got a great bunch.
Spend the whole time saying hi to people. It's fine.
Yeah. Yeah, come on. We can turn off here. There we go. All right. But so you're doing a lot of poetry, and I think you mentioned one of the books is illustrated also by Steven. It looked like weren't you guys doing some kind of coloring book or something too, or did I look at that wrong?
No, it was he did that. I didn't really have anything to do with that. That was just paintings that he's done that he just did as line work, so you could color it. Basically, all you need is red crayons, though. It's like you just everything he does is so bloody. It's like as long as you have red, You can use that coloring book. It's perfectly fine. So
Nice. And when you're writing, like, what are the typical, themes? Obviously, it's horror based, but what sort of, like, personal things might you be, going for?
Well, I do write horror that is very personal. I write a lot about weighty topics like mental illness and, existential dread and, fears and things like that. I am a fan of more traditional horror. I mean, I write a lot of ghost stories, and I do love witches, like in the traditional folklore sense. Just like I hate to malign like any actual, Wiccans or, witchcraft in the religious sense of the word, but I do love those really mean, nasty, child-eating folklore witches. Like I love them. So,
Yeah.
So, I like those elements a lot, but the personal horror and body horror also. Like, I'm a David Cronenberg fan. Like, just the idea of your brain and your body being the biggest enemy that you can have. Like, if something's going to turn against you, that's like, those are the worst elements to turn against you.
Right. Yeah. It's, in fact, I was just talking to my girlfriend, Elise, a little bit earlier about, like, some people's, kind of shyness or, towards, like, the vaccine for the pandemic and everything. And, the fact that things had to be rushed through to meet, the demand and everything. And so some people might have a reluctance. And what are those side effects and stuff? And I think those are all, like, perfectly legitimate. And it does play into stuff of, body horror, those things that you put in your body or you do to yourself that could have some type of effect.
Yeah, sure.
Yeah, and I think that's perfectly natural, and I think everybody goes through moments like that. Yeah, especially now during a pandemic too. The essentialness of the situation.
It's really funny to me how when you talk about different types of horror and you bring up body horror, sometimes it feels like, unless you are a huge horror fan, it's one of the lesser known genres. People are like, well, what's body horror? But when you think about it, like, body horror is it's the beginnings of horror. Like, it is the first thing that you ever become afraid of, like, I mean, and because body horror and, like, transformative horror are very similar. And so you look at some of the earliest classic horror novels, Frankenstein.
Yeah.
Good example. I mean, that's body horror, like, in its truest form. And even just as children, like, when you're losing your teeth, like, I know some kids don't get scared, and maybe that's because they have, nice parents who teach them not to be scared of that. But like, I remember being like, oh my God, why are my teeth falling out of my head? This is terrifying. Right. The first time that you cut yourself and that you have awareness that you're bleeding, I mean, bodies are, they're scary things when you don't understand them. And so when you're in times like now with plague and pandemic and, and the solutions to those things, which it's like, well, you need to do that, of course. But yeah, it can be scary. Right. Yeah, totally. Yeah. That childhood fear of everything, and meeting up with all these experiences for the first time, and then how that echoes throughout your life, whether there's, even like some form of, like, PTSD that kind of, exists. And I think you're right. A big part of it too can be, the parents that keep you, that raise you, and how they inform, how you're going to develop and how you're going to cope with trauma.
on any level.
Right.
Yeah, of course, with something like Cronenberg, what did we just recently watch? Oh yeah, The Brood. That idea of like motherhood, and oh my God, what a terrifying thing. To deal with and go, the process of that. It's like, so that was a movie that kind of gave me a little bit more insight of like, first time motherhood and things of that nature, that now I have a lot more respect for that type of situation.
I think David Cronenberg had a big part to play in my decision not to have children, to be honest with you. Like, just the whole genre of body horror. Oh no, I think I froze up. Yeah, sorry about that. I was
I froze up on my end too. So that's not usually a good sign.
Yeah.
But technical wonders. Thanks.
Well, we live in the woods, and it just, I don't know, it happens.
Oh, okay.
But, I was saying, I don't know, before I froze what happened. I think David Cronenberg had a part to play in my decision never to have children, because I'm like, bodies are terrifying. Like right. It's so, I'm not a squeamish person either. Like I've watched surgery performed on myself before. I don't get freaked out on my foot. I watched a foot surgery, so they gave me a local anesthetic, and they kept trying to shield me from it, and I kept straining to see. So they were like, "Okay, we're gonna just sit you up in the chair, so stop moving."
Very curious, huh?
I wanted to see.
Yeah, but that's a very healthy thing, I think, to be curious and to see. Because I think too much as adults, we lose that curiosity, and I think that cuts us off from so many possibilities.
Yeah, and also, I have a lot of weird medical stuff anyway. There's a lot of medical anomalies. I had a teratoma, which is the tumor with the teeth and the hair and stuff. So I had one of those removed in 2011. I did not get to keep it. That's the first question everybody.
That's what I was thinking.
No, they're almost always benign, but they still have to biopsy. They still have to send it away to make sure. So it was fine, but they did give me pictures. They gave me photographs of it that they had taken laparoscopically. So
yeah, that's interesting.
Yeah, it was weird. So like when you have weird stuff like that happens to you, I don't know, it just like amps up the whole fascination, like the revulsion and the fascination with it.
Like I said, that curiosity factor too. I think, of course, the idea and the notion of mortality probably plays into it. Of course, you're concerned for your well-being.
Of course, yeah.
And everybody around you is as well. But yeah, when you find something like that, it's my mind's just like, wow, there's got to be a great story to kind of tie into that to meet the printed page, I'm sure.
Well, I kind of wrote it. I wrote something, long before that happened. I had in my book Isabel Burning. There's a weird. It's not a teratoma, but there is definitely a weird reproductive organ situation that happens. So I was like, I hope I don't have one of those weird abilities where everything I write comes true eventually. And it was kind of weird though.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, I think at that point we would just call you the Simpsons.
Yeah, exactly. Oh my God. It's so true.
Right.
That's true.
It looks like Casey chimed in. Yeah, they're asking if you wrote anything specifically influenced by the events of 2020.
Well, no, No, I haven't actually. I'm trying to think if I have, but I really haven't. I'm working on a new poetry collection right now that does have some influence from real life experiences, but it's stuff from years ago. It's as of right now, it's called Girls from the County, and it's a lot. It's part fact, part fiction. Just a lot of poems based on things that have that my friends and myself experienced growing up in rural areas.
Yeah.
So because there was a lot of good opportunity to bring in like urban legend and folklore into everything, because we grew up with all of that stuff being such a big part. Like when you grow up rural, it's really that's just such a huge part of your life all the time.
Yeah.
And the other goal that I have with that collection is to tap into just the idea, when I was growing up in the county, everybody said about how scary the city was. The city was a place where bad things happened to people. And, and it was like, hey, bad things are happening here too. We just don't talk about it.
Right.
And, so there's a lot of that. There's a lot of you're living in a place where everybody does know each other. It's that small town mentality. You know everybody, but it doesn't mean you can trust everybody. And so, it's sort of that, using that as the backdrop for the horror. So that's where I'm going with that.
Right. Yeah, I can totally relate. I grew up in a rural, small town in Colorado here called Kersey, and I think when I was living there, it was probably like maybe 1,000 people in the whole town.
Oh, wow, that's really small.
It was pretty tiny. Now it's probably 10 times the size, just because oil got to be really big up north, and but yeah, you got that sensibility of like everybody knew everything, and then we had this underlying like darkness of we had a big KKK outfit out there, and that was really freaky. And of course, but Denver had a much bigger one, of course. And it's the world can be a rough room anywhere you go. So yeah, in fact, Elise and I were just talking about like one of her friends was mentioning, oh, don't go into the city because you'll get murdered and raped. And yeah. No big deal. They went into the city. They ended up actually getting shot their first night.
Oh my God.
So it's just like, well, stuff can happen. I mean, I did. Yeah, I did some crazy things out in the country that I couldn't get away with, here in the city. And that was back in the day. That was Dukes of Hazzard type shit. And
our big thing up here was off-roading. What are you doing tonight? Off-roading.
Yeah. I did that probably, in high school, probably inebriated, and then the small town sheriff showed up the next day. Hey, did your son make it home all right? It's like, oh, God damn it. So
is that your truck in the lake?
Right. Yeah, it was definitely those type of things. Looking back, I'm just glad I didn't kill anybody. Nobody got hurt.
Jeez, yeah.
And I learned not to do that.
Yeah. So, my friends used to take their truck up to the old quarry and drive around the edge of the quarry. So, that was a safe, fun activity for kids to be doing back in the day.
Yeah.
Steve and I lived in, because Steve's from Northern Virginia and lived in Washington, D.C. for years before he moved to Baltimore. So, so he and I lived in Baltimore City. I mean, probably like 15 years, I guess we were in the city. And I mean, I think our car got broken into a couple times. We just never really had any problems. Like, it's just people have different experiences. I mean, and you're right. Like, shit happens. It can happen anywhere. Like, So yeah, I think it is funny, like the perceptions that people have of that kind of thing. It's like the city's so scary, and it's like, yeah, well,
Yeah.
you know, your backyard.
Yeah, I think that just plays to the limitations on some people's experiences. They I've got family that really haven't been out to see the world past their own zip code. Oh, looks like we froze again.
I can
there
still
we go.
hear you.
Now we're free. You can still hear me? Okay.
Yeah.
So yeah, I think with that limited perception, the world seems like a big scary place. And I think that from that, I think interesting folklores and horror stories can be conjured. But at the same time, man, missing out on some awesome experience. Like have you not tried Thai food?
Exactly.
It's like, you should try the Indian curry. Oh man. So it's like you're missing out. It's like, come on. but yeah. And then you and your husband, you've got the band Likeness.
Yeah.
Why am I butchering that? I am so sorry.
Okay.
Ego Likeness.
It just rolls off the tongue. I mean, what the?
What's wrong with you, Dan?
All right, I guess. No.
Yeah, and with Ego Likeness, you guys have been performing for a number of years. Is that 20 years? Wow, that's amazing. That's fantastic. Can you tell us a little bit more about that dynamic that you have with your husband?
Yeah, it's so he writes almost all, basically all of the music with a couple exceptions, and I write all of the lyrics and vocal medleys with a couple exceptions. So we've learned that we don't work well together in the studio at all, but we tour and travel and perform together very well. So that works out. But yeah, in the studio, and I have to be fair. It's not him. It's all me. Like, I'm a nightmare in the studio. I'm just a nightmare. And I know it, and I don't know what to do about it. I see it happening right in front of my eyes, and I'm like, why am I like this? I don't know. But, eventually we get an album out of it, and, it works out pretty well. But,
that's...
Yeah, go ahead.
Oh, well, I was just saying that sounds, pretty cool. Yeah. You just know what you want and work hard for it, I suppose.
Yeah, well, he often knows what he wants. I'm the kind of person, I know what I don't want, but I can't really tell you what I do want. So there's a lot of trial and error. So I mean, what we end up with is, I don't know. I have a hard time pigeonholing the music. I mean, usually we just say it falls in that goth industrial category, which it does. It's a little more electronic rock oriented, I think. We just have so many different influences. It's hard to really, pinpoint like one thing that it sounds like. So, and we do what we want. I mean, we might have like a bunch of dance songs, and then we have just vocals and piano on something. So
cool.
Like I don't want to pander to a crowd or an audience. I want them to enjoy it, but we want it to be whatever we wanted to write. So
right. Well, you can only do what you feel that you're inspired to do. You don't want to necessarily just just please somebody for the sake of pleasing them.
Yeah, I mean, it's disingenuous to do that. You can't.
Right.
And I think, and people will know. They'll know when you're pandering.
Right. True. We do have a video, set up. It is Ego Likeness New Legion. It's the not safe for work video. I know you and I tried.
That unsafe. It's
What's
not
that?
it's not that unsafe. It's just it's got
Right.
some butt in it, and it's like you don't want to be watching that with your coworkers walking by. So that's all.
Yeah, true. You don't want to do that at your Amazon job.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's probably not good for Bezos. We're gonna try and get this to play. So let's cue that guy up and see if this will do it. If not, we'll just talk about it. Oh. It's not playing, is it?
No, I don't see it.
Ah, darn it. Okay. Well, that sucks.
I mean, you don't know. That could have just been what the video was, just the YouTube screen with that. I mean,
just a YouTube screen.
Yeah.
I think you guys have a little bit more unique vision than just putting up a screensaver.
Yeah.
Oh, shoot. All right, let me cancel out of that. And then, come on. You can close out. And we'll stop sharing that. And let's see if we can. I'm going to give it one more attempt. Oh, come on. Wow, everything's really moving slow tonight. Do. And boy, that's just chunking along. So, nope.
It's not feeling it.
All right, we're having some technical issues. Yeah, we keep losing connection and stuff. So maybe we shouldn't go out there and put that on there. Looks like somebody posted a link on there.
Oh, cool. Okay.
Yeah, Anton did.
Anton.
So
yeah. Awesome. Thanks, Anton. Yeah.
So everybody can copy and paste that. Yeah, thank you, Anton.
I'd reenact it for you, but it's filled with really talented dancers, and I am not one of them.
Wow, we are really having some issues. Everything's chugging along. There we go. Oh.
Yes. No. Are you back?
Hello, Donna.
I can see you and hear you.
Man, I don't know what's going on. Yeah. On this end, we're just losing your picture. I think we've got your audio.
Oh, okay. Yeah, because I can still see you. It is funky, but
it is popping in and out. Yeah, let's see here. Yep. Jeez. Yeah, this is really working slow. Yeah, so I'd imagine too, like during the pandemic, obviously you guys aren't out and touring. You were mentioning beforehand that typically this time of the year you're out actually touring during the fall and winter months, huh?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's really weird to be home.
Yeah, and then you and Steven, constantly seeing each other every day, and well, I mean you work really close together, the two of you.
Yeah, that part isn't unusual at all. We've been training for, being housebound together for a long time because we're always together. So it's not, it doesn't really feel that different. Mostly I just miss, I miss doing the shows, but I miss seeing my friends from our country. I just miss being in the van. I love driving. I love driving cross country. And yeah, it sucks going anywhere.
Right. Yeah. So. Typically when you're out touring, like what does that entail? Is it like a month-long tour? Is it a couple weeks? Or does it just depend on what the bookings are?
Yeah, I mean, we usually are gone for about a month, sometimes maybe 6 weeks or 7 weeks. And it's all around the country. So, we'll usually do like 25 to 30 cities.
Okay. Wow. Nice.
So, yeah, it's a crazy amount of work, but it's really fun.
Yeah.
I mean, it's the exhaustion level is insane. But
yeah, I can only imagine, what's that's like. Yeah, plus, you're out there on the road with, 2 other members of the band.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, Mike and Rick. Mm-hmm.
Nice. How long are they, part of the studio band too, or are they just touring?
They contribute here and there on the studio stuff, but mostly they are live members. So, but they've been with us both for 10 years or more at this. Yeah, more than 10 years each.
Fantastic.
Yeah, they're great. It's weird not being with them right now either, because Mike lives in Charlottesville, Virginia, and Rick lives in DC. So we haven't seen each other since the pandemic started.
Mm. So wow. Yeah. Have you been able to record anything, in the studio online, while you've been in quarantine?
We haven't done any original Ego Likeness stuff, but we've recorded a few tracks here and there for different projects.
Cool.
Riveting Music put out it just came out recently, a cover of the entirety of Pink Floyd's The Wall.
Ooh, nice.
So with all like industrial and EBM and goth and metal bands and stuff. So it's really cool. So we did Vera. That was
okay.
So.
Oh, that's pretty exciting.
Yeah. So that was nice. So yeah, there's been a handful of things that we've been involved in since the pandemic, but I just haven't been feeling very musical, to be honest with you, since this started. I've been writing a lot, but there's like that quarantine fatigue that everybody talks about. It's real. It's like, well, before we went live, we were talking about the sleep problems, and it's like, man, right. Like I don't have enough energy throughout the day to spend a lot of time in the studio. At least I haven't so far. Mm-hmm. Because I'm sleeping just crazy weird hours, and like a couple hours here and a couple hours there, and it's like, and having like crazy dreams and sleep paralysis and like just nuts.
Yeah, what's for something like sleep paralysis? I mean that can be pretty terrifying. What's that? Do you know what that experience is like for you? Do you recall that?
Oh yeah, no, well, once you understand what it is, like why it happens, it's easier to kind of recover from it. But when it's happening, it is the most terrifying thing in the world. Like you're absolutely, I understand why people think that they have been attacked by aliens and spirits and demons in their sleep.
Right.
Because that's exactly what it feels like and looks like is happening. So, if you didn't know that sleep paralysis was a thing, you would absolutely think that something came for you in the middle of the night.
Right. Yeah, I don't know if I've really ever experienced it myself. I've always had nightmares if I've seen a spooky movie that really stuck with me. So I think most recently it'd be like Hereditary. The first time I saw that, I thought it was a piece of shit, and then that night I had a nightmare. and I couldn't get to sleep. And I'm like, oh, my first assessment was wrong.
I love how many people I meet in the horror industry who are just absolutely the biggest babies in the world, myself included. Like, I'm such a baby. I watch so many movies like this. I'm like, oh my God, I have to cover my ears because it's, you know, you can watch a jump scare. If you can't hear it, it's not that scary.
Right.
Man, after, like, anytime I watch Exorcist 3, which is one of my favorite movies ever,
that is really good.
I can't walk through a hallway without looking behind me the entire time. Like, I'm so scared.
Right.
I'm so scared. It's just, and it's ridiculous. Like, yeah.
That jump scare right there is, it's immortal. So many people have tried to recreate it, and it's just one of those scenes that just keeps getting an homage to it. And the film as a whole, I think, is underappreciated.
Oh, totally. We have that scene in our backing video, our live backing video for Ego Likeness. That scene is in the backing video, and Steve is so good at like orchestrating stuff like that, because he knows that there's a point in the song that it's on where I usually duck down, like I kind of drop down to the floor a little bit. And that's when you see it happen in the screen behind me. Like, I come down, that jump scare happens, and then goes into something else. So it was very well planned on his part. And I'm glad I don't have to look at it when I'm up there, because it scares me every time I see it. I've watched that movie a million times, and it still scares me every time.
Nice. Yeah, looks like Anthony just mentioned too. That's why he can't do first-person horror games.
Right. Right. Yeah. But, I kind of like. I think it's important. I like the fact that you're not too jaded to still enjoy the genre. It's like I meet so many people and they're just like, well, that movie wasn't scary. That wasn't scary. That wasn't scary. And I'm like, you're a horror fan. Like, what the hell is scary to you then? Like, I don't understand. Like, does nothing, like, something has to be scary. And if it's not, what's the point of liking horror if it's not to get scared?
Those are the people that find Home Alone scary, I'm sure.
Right.
Which is pretty frightening. I mean, look at all the stuff that little Kevin McAllister puts Joe Pesci and Daniel Stern through.
Yeah, any of that stuff would absolutely kill a person. Like, that movie was not very realistic at all.
Right, exactly. It's very Looney Tunes in that respect. Yeah, most definitely. Along the lines of like Hereditary, I did watch a documentary on like sleep paralysis and night terrors. And that was my first glimpse into, oh, wow, this was just a few years ago, but I can't remember the documentary's name, but the narration and everything, going through, a number of people and recounting what they experience and stuff. Mm-hmm. A few of them understanding, it's like, yeah, this is, a thing. It's brought on by some kind of psychosis, whether it's in sleep. It can be very meditative to the a wrong side of what your mind's playing with. But then you understand like where like Slender Man and those type of manifestations kind of come from. It's like, oh wow, that's it's pretty intense. As a kid, you can't get to sleep, or you wake up in the middle of the night and like shadows of the room kind of play with you, and you're frozen. You can't move. You don't want to move. You don't want to attract something that might be under the bed or in the closet.
Well, if there's one thing your brain is good at, it's filling in the blanks. And that's exactly what's going on with sleep paralysis. It's like your motor, the center of your brain that controls all of your motor skills isn't awake at the same, the part that perceives stuff, that like lets you see and hear, wakes up way before the rest of it does. So you are actually paralyzed.
Right.
And you are awake, but you don't have all of the information still that is around you. So your brain just starts filling it in.
Yeah.
And you see these terrifying things because you are terrified.
Yeah.
And so, I mean, that's what makes it real. You know, it's not just a bad dream. You know, you really are awake.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's just your brain being a huge dick, I guess.
Yeah, most definitely. For you personally, do you have tools or anything to cope with that or get through it?
No, I mean, just having read enough about it to understand what it is from like a physiology standpoint. I mean, I'm not a medical expert, but you know, there's lots of information out there about it. So like I'm terrified, but then as soon as I can start to come to my senses a little bit, I'm like, oh yeah, it's sleep paralysis. You're fine. There's nothing in this room with you. You're okay.
Yeah.
So it's just a matter of seconds or minutes before I'm calm again.
Nice. Yeah. The oh yeah, so we got some folks chiming in on the Home Alone reference. So Anton says we need that Strangers Home Alone crossover. I totally agree. And then Anthony is like, Home Alone is soft for kids.
Very, very
I think that's pretty accurate. Oh, it looks like Anton has something of misinformation or misfunction of your brain not turning off the thing that keeps you from rolling off the cliff in your sleep.
Yeah, that's kind of the gist of it. Yeah, it's just I mean, you have all of these different centers of your brain that control different parts, and if they don't all wake up at the same time, or if they wake up in a weird order, it's going to be weird. It's going to feel real weird. Like nothing's going to seem okay. So.
Right, and it looks like AJ also added, it's like reverse of the God helmet. I'm not sure what that is, but do you know? Donna?
No, I don't. I've heard.
AJ, if you're still watching, probably
AJ,
follow that up. Kind of define that for us.
I feel like I should know what that is, and it's just not coming to me.
Yeah, I'm not aware of that reference either. It just caught my eye. I thought it was interesting. So, but yeah, and you guys live out in the woods too. You got the studio and home and everything. What a great location too for all these little stories and things to be conjured. So, do you find it the location pretty inspiring?
Yeah, this area, just like most rural areas, has all of its local legends and things like that. I'll tell you the biggest disappointment to me is that there was this list that came out of the best folklore in every state.
Oh, okay.
The scariest folklore of every state. And for Maryland, it was the Blair Witch. And I'm like, that's not a thing. They made that up for the movie. There is no local legend of the Blair Witch. Like Burkittsville is a real place, but they barely even filmed in Burkittsville. They were down in Patapsco, maybe. I can't remember exactly, but like Coffin Rock, man, I was like, we couldn't even get like a real one. Like we need our, well, we do have the Goat Man of Bowie, Maryland.
Oh, cool.
We have him. He was supposedly, I guess the Department of Agriculture is down there, and he was supposedly a crossbred experiment that escaped the lab. And part goat, hence the name Goat Man.
Yeah.
So
that sounds pretty damn creepy. That should have made that list.
Yeah, right. Like at least that's a thing that probably doesn't exist. But at least it's a real legend, I should say.
Right.
I don't think he's real, but he's a real legend.
To me, it sounds way more believable when when I got asked to contribute an illustration for a coloring book on regional folklore, and it was, I think it was like every 50 state, all 50 states,
Mm-hmm.
and I got contacted for Colorado, and I was like, ooh, what kind of cool things is around Colorado? Sasquatch. Sasquatch is number one in Colorado. It's
You
like,
don't even get to claim that completely. I mean, he's in Washington State and Oregon and
I think almost every state has a version of Sasquatch. So if you're down in the South, you have the skunk bear, which is
right.
another version of that.
Right.
And other areas, you have Bigfoot, you have Sasquatch. It just depends. And I'm like, really? So I had to do a little bit more digging, and I found something called was it like the rock bolter? And basically what it is a giant land whale that was blamed for avalanches.
Wow.
And I was like, man, that's cool. So
I've never heard of that.
Yeah, I drew a big giant whale with legs and chasing after some skiers. So
that's cool. I'm gonna have to look that up. I wasn't familiar with that one.
Yeah, it's just called the rock bolter. So yeah, so I was like, wow, that's pretty interesting. It's like, okay, now we got to make this one a thing. But yeah, goatmen and rock bolters. That should be a little bit more prevalent. I wish things that seem a little bit more obscure. I wish that was a little bit more prominent in popular folklore. You see all those like History Channel folklore TV, reality shows and stuff, and it's like, ooh, haunted houses.
It's the same thing.
Sasquatches, chupacabras.
Right.
You either get the lizard version or the dog version. It's like, what the hell?
The one that I always thought had so much promise, but then like it's just like in my head it's so much cooler is Mothman. Like Mothman has so much cool. like there's so much potential for Mothman to be so epic and so terrifying, and it's like, I don't know, that one's lost it a little bit with him.
That one's pretty cool. I remember watching the movie Mothman Prophecies. I think that was Richard Gere.
And Laura Linney, or no?
Oh yeah, I think you're right. I think she might have been in that too. The two of them were together in Primal Fear with Edward Norton. I remember that. It was about the same time. It was like 96, 98, some between there. It looks like AJ came back to us to explain God Helmet is a device with magnets that can stimulate the brain to sense a presence, usually mind to the. Wow, that's really interesting.
Awesome. Thank you, AJ.
Yeah. Thanks so much. Oh, geez. Now we got so many. Come on. Where's that? I got to click on that comment to shut it off. We just got a slew of comments that just came in. AG also said Florida's got a man.
Florida man is crooked enough. It's true.
And then Bandage Man on the Oregon coast.
Oh, I've never heard of Bandage Man either. Alex, you'll have to post about that later.
Yeah, it's here. Eric.
Bunnyman Bridge. Yeah, Slash has got Bunnyman Bridge. I mean, I'm not in Virginia, but I'm close enough to know that one. That one's pretty popular. That one's pretty well known.
Oh, and then New Mexico has Aria Witch. There's a movie recently. I
think there were two movies that came out, and I heard one was pretty good and the other one was not, but I don't know which one was which. So
I know I saw one. I think it was the one that Blumhouse. I think they produced it or something. So it was okay.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's really tough to get those really good story and everything.
The Jersey Devil is my other favorite one. I do love the Jersey Devil. And what was the movie? Shoot, it was a found footage movie.
Oh, no kidding.
Oh, it wasn't session 9. It came around. I think it came out around the same time. I have to look it up. I can't remember the name of it, but it was
Session 9. I
Session
remember.
9 was it came out around the same time as them, but it wasn't that movie.
Okay.
This one was
Okay.
specifically about the Jersey Devil, but it was a found footage thing.
Nice. Nice.
I'll have to look it up. I can't.
Well, it sounds like during the pandemic, you guys are still working hard, making some amazing art, and can't wait to see the new book. Well, it sounds like with sleep paralysis, I think that would be a great subject.
I have one poem in Choking Back the Devil about it, but yeah, I'm gonna take it a little further.
Nice. That's fantastic. And for everybody that's watching, we've got this wonderful ticker going by, and it's a link to Donna's author page at rawdogscreaming.com/authors/Donna Lynch, and then make sure to visit Ego Likeness at egolikeness.com. So for all your music needs, damn it.
I'm all over Facebook and Instagram and Twitter and all that stuff too. So, let me just do this one more time for everybody that tuned in late. Steve's book, illustrated version of Edgar Allan Poe's The Masque of the Red Death, is out now, and it's gorgeous. So,
ooh, look at that! That is gorgeous.
Copy.
So that's available for pre-order.
Yeah, it is. The pre-orders are getting ready to go out in the next few days. So the links for the ebook and just to buy it regularly are available now. So
nice. That's awesome. When you can, shoot me a link so that people can purchase that, and I'll be able to post it in the comment section.
Awesome. Yeah. Thank you. Thanks.
Yeah. Yeah, Donna, it's been wonderful having you on the show. Hopefully, next time let's see about having you and Steven on together.
Yeah, we'd love to.
And chat. Hopefully, by that time we'll be able to meet up at StokerCon, and
that would be awesome.
And there's a vaccine available.
Yeah. We'll be out that way eventually, no matter what. So
cool. Yeah, let me know when you guys are performing too, so that we can schedule another one of these interviews and promote the show too.
That would be awesome. Thank you so much for giving me time to talk and for talking. It was great. I could talk to you about horror stuff all night. I'm sure we would.
I think that would be fun. I definitely would love to just have a session like this where we can just geek out and be fans to no end.
Absolutely.
But hopefully people will find this and become new fans of Donna Lynch and your writing, as well as your music with your husband Steven.
Thank you.
Yeah, thanks so much. And to everybody that tuned in and is watching this, thanks for spending your evening with us. And and Donna, hang out for a little bit. But to everybody out there, be good, be kind, help each other out. We love you.
Stay safe.